Hey there and welcome to day 72 of the 100 Days Challenge. I don't know why, but since I crossed the 70 barrier, it looks like it's already here, the number 100, and it's already still 1 month away. Today, I continued working on the Maze Brush game, and what I said 2 days ago was that I wanted to verify how the game itself was felt in a mobile device. So basically I tried to export the game. In order to do so, I faced a couple of problems. The first one was that by default the device orientation was landscape, not portrait, so I had to change this in the project settings. I had to go to the display window and change here that the orientation is portrait. As you can see, it's not the default is landscape. And also the second thing was that when I had this, I created the game. In order to do so, I just go here, export. I created one Android profile preset. I needed to add a new Android and create everything here. Let me remove this one. And I had to set the different things. And when I had the APK again, it just didn't work. So I came in portrait mode, but the menu didn't work, so I just couldn't click the buttons nor do anything. In order to do so, I've been looking, and again I had to go into the project settings and make sure that underneath in the pointing in the input device I had this checked in the emulate mouse from touch, because this one was not set for some reason. After doing so, I was able to play the game on my phone, and I found two things. The first one, in no specific order, is that the menus didn't look great. They just looked too small and didn't feel like a menu itself. And the other one was that the playability was horrible. So I could not play. It was too easy to lose yourself in the camera. So it was too sensible, and yeah, the sensitivity was too high. And it was really hard, and just with the first level. So after doing that, I just realized that this game would not be played by anyone. This was something that I already had foreseen in the past. In some videos ago, you may have seen that I said that I was not sure which kind of movement I wanted the player to have, and I also thought about adding a different game mechanic that was that the player by default was moving and you just had to swipe right or left like in the endless runner game. So I think that this is what it would need to be done now. I won't do it today because I don't have the time, because I need to leave soon, but I think that tomorrow I'll try to work on that to see how it goes. However, it makes me think that I would need to change a lot of things, because at the end I have a main player script here that already has this part, so I would need to change how the player is moved, also turn the camera with this. I was also thinking that instead of being a first player camera, it should be a third one, because at the end, in case you don't know what an endless runner game is, it's basically, and not here, but endless runner Godot. Basically, it's those kind of games where, okay, no longer exists here. Let me see. Yeah, like these ones. I'll just mute the video. And are those games who, let's see if it loads. You just have something to run, and then you have the player that moves around and generates the terrain dynamically. So by the end you have this part, then you just have to switch and swipe to the different places. The common one is the Subway Surfers, was quite famous, at least here, and the one you see here in the thumbnail. And yeah, but instead of having 3 different roads where you need to jump among roads and everything, it would be just to swipe right or left to turn right or left. Maybe I was even thinking that I could add some kind of mechanic that if you reach the wall you lose, so it would add an extra complexity. But yeah, what I mean with this is that I think that whatever I did here, there's a lot of waste. It's not waste because I've learned different things and everything. It's a new learning for the next games and projects. But I think that most of the things that I have in the current scenes and everything are worthless, and I would need to get rid of them and create a new scenes, new mechanics, new scripts, etc. But yeah, this is what I did today. I tested in a real device. I found that it's not good, and I'm thinking on creating a new mechanics. It may be that this new game mechanic does not work either, so I don't know how it will go until I try. Some learnings from here is that you want to try it the sooner the better. So if you will go to my channel, you can see that I started where did I start the character, my first game ideas, like 2 weeks ago. It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 14, 18 videos. It's actually here I didn't do anything, so 17 neither here because it was for another 16, but it's more than 2 weeks just working on something that does not work anymore or is not useful anymore. So instead I could have tested this quite earlier, like for example this player mechanic, it was already implemented with here the camera, the joystick, the different cameras, the maze logic. So I could start already working somewhere here instead of creating all these selectors. But yeah, I don't know, sometimes it's easier to just think on creating something complete, but it's better to try it, test soon and fail fast, and you can just change your focus onto different things. So as I said, tomorrow I'll try to work with this new mechanic. If it does not work either, I'll just go with another different game. Let's hope that tomorrow and the next days I can work and that it's an interesting game that people would like to play. That's all for today. Thank you if you watch, and see you tomorrow with more.